Section 3.3, for example 4, we are actually going to skip this problem. It is on the note sheet, so if you have printed the note sheet out or you're writing on it digitally, you can go ahead and just cross out or write skip on example 4. We are not going to do this problem. On page 190, we have you can use the slope and y-intercept from an equation to graph a line. So example 5, we're going to go backwards from example 3. Example 3, they gave us the graph and we made the equation. Now they are going to give us the equation and we're going to create the graph. So it says, what is the graph of y equals 2x minus 1? Again, I have y equals mx plus b with the reminder of which one's the slope and which one's the y-intercept. Just like when we had the graph and we wanted to make the equation, we're going to start with our y-intercept. We'll go ahead and plot our y-intercept, and then we will use the slope to plot more points. After color coding the equation y equals 2x minus 1, we have m, our slope, the number in front of x, is going to be 2. So down here I wrote the slope is 2, or again, it's going to help us on the graph if we write this as 2 over 1. And then the number after x is minus 1, so our y-intercept b is negative 1. This is actually where we're going to start. So we're going to look on the y-axis, we're going to identify negative 1, and we're going to put our y-intercept right there. Once we have identified our y-intercept as our starting point, we're going to use rise over run, or up 2 over 1 to the right, to create some more points. So we're starting down here on our blue y-intercept point. Don't start at the origin, start at the point you have plotted. You're going to go up 2 since we have positive 2 on the top, and to the right 1 since we have positive 1 on the bottom. So again, our 2 on the top means up 2, our 1 on the bottom means 1 to the right, and we can continue doing this until we run out of space. You don't actually need to draw the bubbles for every single one. You can just count with your finger and then put a dot. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these bubbles. I also want to point out that when we have 2 over 1, that's a positive number. You can write a positive number with 2 negatives because 2 negatives also make a positive when we're dividing. So negative 2 over negative 1 is the same as 2 over 1 because technically negative over a negative becomes positive. So if you run out of space going up, you can also go the opposite direction. So instead of going up 2, we would go down 2, and instead of going to the right 1, we would go to the left 1. And then we can again continue this throughout the graph. Once you have filled in as many points as you need, you can go ahead and draw a line through them. On paper, I recommend putting a whole bunch of points like I did here. However, on the computer, you actually only need 2 points to graph a line. So once you do 2 points, if you're using the line tool, it'll automatically graph the line for you. It's also a good idea to label your lines because eventually you'll have more than one line on your graphs, and it's good to remember which is which. So we're going to label this y equals 2x minus 1, and then you are all done. So the next slide goes through these steps as well. Plot the intercept, use the slope, draw a line. Then I would like you guys to try number 9 on page 190, graph each equation, y equals 3x plus 4.